This week on Arizona Illustrated, Liam Pace, flying high.
And to be one of the first people ever to be on the U.S. Olympic skateboarding team, it's something that I can push myself to do.
The Zoppé Circus returns.
Before our show starts, all of our artists are in front of our tent, greeting our audience, meeting them, saying, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for coming to the show.
And Tambo Fest in downtown Tucson.
Cumbia music is a music of resistance, and it is a music of celebration. At the same time, it comes from enslaved African peoples dancing la cumbiamba, or the circle, and coming together when all odds were against it.
Welcome to Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNamara. From its early days, when a rebellious youth culture took surfing to the streets, skateboarding has captured the American imagination. And now, for the first time ever, it will be a recognized competitive sport at the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. One young Tucson skater is hoping to compete for the gold. Here is Liam Pace.
It just always came natural. It was just something that I could do and no one could tell me what to do. Every trick I learned was all me. No one could ever tell me how to skateboard. I pretty much had 2 friends throughout elementary and middle school. I literally spent every waking moment of my free time on my skateboard. I want to be a professional skateboarder. I've been working really hard to get into the X Games. After that, it's the Olympics, because that's going to be a really big thing for skateboarding, and to be one of the first people ever to be on the U.S. Olympic skateboarding team. It's something that I can push myself to do. Yeah, more 2x4s too, though.
Yeah, we need a lot for the railing.
Yeah.
Dad. Yeah. We're gonna have to move this one in the center.
Or we can just lag bolt it.
Try now.
The only reason it's a challenge is because we're so high up.
Alright,
Will you hand me another one?
Anytime that I wanted to go skate a vert ramp, we had to go to California.
We've been talking about this project probably for at least 3 or 4 years. When he started writing all-pro events, it just made sense.
All right.
We've kind of been best buds ever since he was little.
I don't think I would be anywhere close to the person I am or where I am in skateboarding without him.
Why the rose? No. No.
I started skating when I was 5, almost 6. When I was 7 or 8, they built Santa Rita. And after that is when skating took off. It was a better skate park. Thank you.
Liam kills it every time I see him skate. I've seen him skate for like 6, 7 years now. and he's just getting better and better and better. That's just blowing my mind right now.
It's an amazing feeling.
Natural, floating through the air. Slow motion, almost. Everything's kind of free and nothing has to be harsh.
The kid's got it going on. I mean, he can do just about anything. I've known him since his little bitty, since he first started skating. And I mean, he killed it back then and he kills it now. It's not a thing that you do overnight. I mean, he's put in the time.
Hi, my name is Leah Pace and I'm 8 years old. Please enjoy my video.
He was always the smallest kid, but that was something he could do well, and he just understood the way he needed to be, his body placement, the lines. A couple people, when he was really small, they just out of the blue was like, you know, is he good in mathematics? And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of an odd question, but okay, yeah. You know, if you ever think about it, there's a direct correlation in being able to understand the lines and the physics.
The only college I've applied to is the U of A. And I got in. I'm in the College of Engineering in a aerospace major. I still plan to go to college while skating, and I help out with my sister because my dad raises us as a single parent.
Yeah, you were.
Oh, thank you for pouring milk.
Yeah.
We are an awesome family and no one can change it.
Him being the older sibling, you know, sometimes he does have to take on more responsibility than a normal kid his age would.
Nothing runs through my head. I tune out the world around me. And the only thing I'm focused on is the trick I'm doing.
There was so much buzz, and I walked over and I watched him skate, and I said, is this kid pro or what? When I found out he wasn't sponsored, I immediately, of course, wanted him on the team. Being a vert skater in Arizona and Tucson in particular, you're starting out with a handicap right there. This isn't the capital of vert skating.
You got this.
And his dad is so supportive that he let him build this huge monstrosity in the backyard.
Yeah, he gets focused, and that's his mission.
When he first started, he was okay. Yeah.
And now what do you think?
And now, whoa.
There's probably a handful of his friends that even know he skates the way he does. Nobody in his school knows. He skates for himself.
If you skate, it's almost like, oh, he's the cool kid, and it's not like that for me. I'm gonna skate no matter what.
You can take a little bit of talent and you can pound away and develop a mechanical proficiency, but you not necessarily ever have really good flow or style, and this kid has it in spades. He may not be in the proper location and have all the backing he needs yet, but that's all coming.
He must have tried that trick at least 40 times, I'm guessing. And he just stays focused till he gets it. He just will not give up.
Wasn't over it.
That was it. As a parent, you teach them the basics, you know, do right, be a good person. It just blows me away every day. The person he's chosen to be.
Do you remember remember your first circus, the magic of the center ring, the smell of roasted peanuts, the thrill of a death-defying high wire act, the comedic silent juggling of the clown? Well, now's your chance to go again. The Old World Zoppé Family Circus will be in Tucson January 12th to the 21st. And here's what you can expect.
Well, I believe it's important for him to know what this life is because it's been my life since I was born. I cherish it like nothing else, like it's the most important thing in my life. My name is Giovanni Zoppé, and I'm the guy
He's the guy that books the dates, organizes transportation, and handles the business affairs. It's a 20-week tour, and Tucson is the last stop.
Let's go, guys!
But more importantly,
My name is Giovanni Zoppé. I play Nino the Clown.
along with playing Nino the Clown, Giovanni Zoppé is now the patriarch of the Zoppé Family Circus.
What? I'm the patriarch? Whenever the press calls me that, I just feel very antiquated. It's definitely a compliment.
He's not completely comfortable with the concept, since the role of patriarch is relatively new. His father, Alberto, passed away in March of 2009.
He is still definitely the patriarch of my family circus. Every show we reflect on him, and every show we look back and see that chair sitting back behind me.
During each show, his father's chair sits empty by the curtain entrance.
And just know his inspiration is there. The reason why we're doing this is because of him. And the chair has been there every day, every single moment since the day he passed away.
While Giovanni credits his father with being the inspiration and the essence of the show, he also appreciates the way his father taught him about circus.
That was one of the great things about my father. He let me figure it out for myself. He only told me stories about himself growing up and about what he experienced. He was a great clown, my father. When you grow up in a circus family, a true circus family, you are all clowns. It's comedia.
The Zoppé Circus began in 1842 when a French street performer named Napoléon Zoppé fell in love with an equestrian ballerina. The pair founded the circus that still bears their name.
This is the backyard of our lot. The whole area within our RVs and our front fence is our lot. We're standing next to my trailer, which is right beside of our tent. We don't work here, we live here. This is our home. The trailers aren't parked in a circle by accident. They're parked here as a community. This is our own community here. I could depend on anybody on that side of the lot, and they could depend on me.
These are just a few of the faces that make up the Zoppé Circus. Giovanni's sister, Tosca Zoppé, is the equestrian ballerina. Her husband, Jay, plays the boss clown. Ariel Abasher, the wire dancer. Rudolph Heinen, the dog trainer. Nate Cyril, juggler. And Giovanni's mother, Sandra Zoppé.
Like any family, it's not all roses. I mean, there's issues every day. Every day is something else. Somebody's messing up, in my opinion. But in their opinion, I'm messing up. It's a family, so.
Not all are related by blood, but certainly by this shared experience. Giovanni Zoppé represents the 6th generation of this circus family. His son Julian is the 7th.
To raise a child here, no matter what town we're in, around the country, that's where he wakes up, on the side of this tent. He wakes up and he knows where he's at. His backyard is different, but his place is the same.
For this circle to continue, new generations must learn the ways of the Zoppé Circus.
Here we wake up and we're with our children all day long. Our children are part of our life, continually. And they get up in the morning and the first thing they do, they start playing with juggling clubs or walking on little wires or doing tumbling, or that's their games, that's they play, and they play like children play.
Adrian Poema Jr. is an 8th generation circus performer.
And I do juggling, I do tumbling, trampoline, Russian swing, a lot of acrobatics. What I like the most about working in the circus is be able to perform for the people, because when they leave the tent, those people will remember the show for the rest of their lives.
Adrian's older sisters, Catherine and Mariana, are in their trailer preparing for the show. Everyone on the lot is getting ready.
It's between shows right now. We're gonna get a little rain, but no big deal. It's gonna go. We're trying to run to start the new show. We have a pre-show starting in less than 5 minutes now. Before our show starts, all of our artists are in front of our tent, greeting our audience, meeting them, saying, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for coming to the show.
So please, don't tell anybody about it.
Just speaking to them as human beings, not as this plastic character on a stage or in a ring 100 feet away that you can't even touch. That brings the personal feeling, I think, to what we do. We want to feel it as much as the audience wants to feel it.
Giovanni believes that this intimate connection with the audience also strengthens the bond between the performers.
We become one unit, these 28 people that are on this lot today. We're one family unit that travels from town to town together. And it just, the family bond between us grows stronger and stronger with each mile we drive.
It's time for the main event, and now Giovanni must become Nino the Clown. His son Julian and wife Amy join him in the trailer to prepare. It's another chance to teach the next generation, in this case, how to create the face of a clown.
Mama.
Giovanni welcomes the transformation.
Well, I know my character, Nino, is basically me, but he's a kid. A big kid, just wanting to be part of it all. If it was up to me, I'd be Nino all the time. But I can't. So I have to become Giovanni again. You ever read Amy?
His wife Amy has her preference as well.
I think she probably has a better time dealing with Nino than Giovanni. I think she'd rather live with Nino than Giovanni.
Let's give him a great big welcome.
Giovanni's mother, Sandra Zoppé, introduces the show, sharing the history of this Italian family circus. And then it begins.
En 5 minutos comenzamos. Por favor, todos preparados.
I know we are doing something here. What it is, I'm not sure. But that's what I hope people get when they leave here. I hope they get the feeling that we welcome them here, we want them to come. It's about family, it's about joy, it's about celebration, and it's about circus above all.
For Giovanni, who he shares this circus life with is just as important as the circus itself.
With my wife and my children and my son, but also with my mother and with my father till he passed away, and with my sisters and with my brother-in-laws. I mean, I'm 45 years old and I'm still living home, and I have no regrets. Very happy because of that.
As for the next generation, Julian will continue to learn from his father, and maybe someday share this circus life with his own son.
I wanted to grow up in this life and understand what it is, but in saying that, I also want him to have his opportunity. I want him to choose his own pathway, whatever his pathway is.
It began as a courtship dance on the Caribbean coast of Colombia, flowing with a rich mix of Latin rhythm and spiritual heart. Tucson has become a thriving cultural hub for cumbia in southern Arizona. You can hear it and feel it at Hotel Congress in downtown Tucson.
Welcome to 2018 El Tambo Fest. Yeah, night one. This is our second year doing El Tambo Fest and our 5th year of doing El Tambo in general. And we are really excited that in our second year of the festival, we are about 4 times bigger than we were last year.
All righty, tuck your right hand.
People started coming out more and more to Friday nights, and so we just started calling it El Tambo every Friday. And so El Tambo Fest is a chance to kind of tell the story, convene a bigger space, and really put a lot of these musical acts in conversation with each other.
Today, we really want to think through the idea of cumbia in the borderlands. Like, what does that mean? What does that signify? And I think that when we hear cumbia, it invokes probably lots of memories, at least does for me. When I hear cumbia, I think about the cumbia in my mom's hometown in Jalisco.
The tribal sense that it brings reminds me of my native past, my African past, like the other things that they tell us to ignore. So for me, the cumbia has been very important. It's rebellious, it's political, it's autonomous right now. No one controls it. Everyone's doing what they want with it. It's creative. All right, we're gonna listen to some border music tonight, and I feel like it's as good as any other kind of music. So here we go.
This isn't really something new to Tucson, right? This is something that has always been here. It's completely surreal looking at it, because when I started, you know, there was no cumbia downtown at all. Like, there's people listening to cumbia everywhere, but none of the clubs downtown were playing Latino music at all.
I kind of grew up with this mentality to push my parents' stuff away from me. So it wasn't until I started hanging out with Logan that I started really paying attention to cumbia, because I was like, what is he here that I've never heard in like my time with cumbia? I had been doing sets here and there with just hip hop or my oldie stuff. It wasn't until I played cumbia that people actually danced to my stuff that I was like, that's the formula. And I got to see like what cumbia could really do to a dance floor, and it was mind-boggling. It's beautiful. Sometimes I want to cry, but I'm like, okay, I'm getting paid for this, I can't cry.
Tucson, muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Les saluda con todo respeto Frontera Bugalú del Paso, Texas, representando.
I grew up in a very strong Mexican-oriented family. Cumbia's always been a really big part of my life, but I never thought of it being something that I would play out in a club. It wasn't until I moved back home that I was like, oh, people are playing cumbia in the clubs? I didn't even know that. Tools that I started to learn as a DJ, I could hear them using those inside the music, and so it just like blew my mind to hear the meeting of the old world and like the new world together.
Please give me a big round of applause in welcoming Native Creed for their first time ever performing at Congress. Thank you, guys.
It's kind of sad that I've never seen a band from the nation invited to play in a downtown venue ever. Right, here at a festival here and there, at an outdoor stage, maybe Tucson Meet Yourself, but not inside the club. And so that was kind of one of the things that we most wanted to do at the fest, was like, let's center this music that is absolutely from here, right, from folks whose land this is. And it really blew us away to see what that did in the space, you know, and how folks received it.
I want to have you all think about, like, well, what does cumbia mean also to your communities?
Well, I mean, cumbia to my community, I mean, it's a gateway to freedom, in other words, you know. I mean, it's just another way of letting loose, and a place where you can, you know, not have a care in the world.
They do something when you're out in a dance party on the res called a wireless circle, where everyone just starts dancing in a circle, which is really cool because no matter where you come in, you just move with the flow, and it keeps like the whole dance floor energy moving with the music. And it was really beautiful to see that done inside of Congress.
That was the moment that was really, for me, kind of was transcendent and took me out of all the planning and, you know, the logistics and all the things, when it all kind of fell away and really realized that this thing, like all good art, is really playing with something much more subtle and profound than what it seems on the surface.
It feels really beautiful just to be like in the center of Tucson and to have so many people that haven't heard the music come in and get a taste of the culture here in Tucson through the night that we do at Tambo. So many people work so hard, and Friday night is almost become like a church night for them, in the sense where they can spiritually feel everything inside and dance out their stress and dance out whatever they're feeling during the week. And even before I was part of the crew, I used to come to Friday nights just to dance everything off.
Vidas que se arrebatan, sueños que no volverán.
It feels like it shouldn't work. It's clunky, it's funky, but it just makes you move to it. And I think there's something that's ancestral to that. I think there's just something that grabs your ear and grabs your spirit when you're dancing.
There's a moment when you're on the dance floor that you just kind of like take off.
In the borderlands, we're kind of at a crossroads right now. While there's more xenophobia and kind of scapegoating going on at a national level, there's also folks like me, like a white kid who grew up on the border, listening to Mexican radio all the time, and really realizing that, you know, that isn't my experience of this place. My experience of this place is a mixed experience, right? And so just trying to hold space for people of all races and all cultures coming together to celebrate this music. It's growing stronger here in Tucson, but it's also, we're just a part of a larger wave of national network of artists.
Gracias, mi gente. Nos vemos pronto, Tucson.
Thank you for joining us here on Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNamara. See you next week.